hashed out for him to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But if he did, I mean, I think it would get the Colts Nation hyped up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It was.
He would, man, and he was a good punter. I don't know. I'm not saying he would still be the same now as he was, but I mean, he was right up there as best in the league when he was in the league.
Yeah, I don't know anything that he does. I think he goes full force, but again, I don't, you know, I mean, I don't know. He's just got so much going on that he loves to do already. I don't know. I'm not saying he won't come back, but
He was a good punter. I don't know.
I'm going to expect that he won't. But and
Yeah.
if he does, be surprised. But I have no problem if he came back.
No, I don't have a problem with coming back. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if he did.
Yeah,
But but no, but we did lose Sanchez. I mean that hurts, but I guess if you're going to lose a position, you could it could be a whole lot different.
well, punter a big can make a big change in your games. But hopefully, the guy does an adequate job. I mean, the punter is something that you can do adequate. That's not gonna kill you. If you get a punter and he doesn't punt very well, then you're gonna have issues. And I mean, I've seen some punters in the NFL that do struggle. So hopefully, this guy can be consistent and uh, he may not be top of the league, but as long as he can do a decent job, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. And I think they'll be fine. Like I said, there's a lot. You could lose a lot worse positions than a punter.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice he did if McAfee does come back, but I don't see it happening. I think there's a better chance of it not happening than happening. But
yeah,
one thing that does kind of worry me is Darius Leonard is still on the physically unable to perform list. And
yeah,
I mean, we're a week from the season, and you know what I mean. He's still on that list, so that worries me because when you have a back man, it just can cause so much trouble. And
yeah,
for him to still not be on that active list worries me.
yeah. It worries me too. He's one of the positions you really don't want to lose, even though the Colts have done when he has missed the people that have took his place have done an adequate job, but it's still not like having Leonard out there. So
I don't know what is going on. They can't get something about the draft room. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a minute. But yeah,
okay,
but some good news I saw coming out of training camp uh, is is coming out that Naeem Hines is set to have a new, more dynamic role in the passing game.
yep,
They're going to line up in the slot, line up as a wideout, also line up in the backfield like he normally does. But they're going. It sounds like they're going to try to use him in some different ways.
yep,
I think that's a good idea. I like hearing that, especially with the young receiving core.
yep,
Uh, I think that's a great move. But something that kind of got me a little excited is this Kyle Granson. Uh, they say he's really stepping up, and they think he's probably going to take over that tight end two spot
yep,
with Ogletree being out, and they're saying he's making some tough catches. Said he's looking real good, looked real good in training camp.
yeah,
I guess in the joint practices and stuff. So that was some promising news because after Ogletree went out, that put us a little thin at tight end. So if this Granson can step up and be that guy, uh, that could be huge for the offense.
yeah. I agree. And they said Woods has looked pretty good. So
Yeah,
Woods has looked pretty good. So I, you know, uh, they seem confident in the receivers and their tight ends. I mean, I know they plan on having Ogletree, and that hurts, but injuries happen to every team. So I mean, hopefully we don't have a whole lot more. Hopefully we can stay pretty healthy during the season. That's a big key for any NFL team, really. But uh, we had a little bit of a scare, but it didn't turn out to pretty good. Defensive end, Chris, you may help me with his name because uh, I'm just gonna spell it Kwity. Pay, Quiddy Pay.
I think that's what it is.
Um, he left earlier in the week, but they said they was worried his left leg. He was a little bit worried, but they think he's going to be fine. It was just a bone bruise. So that was earlier this week. So at first they was kind of concerned, but it turned out to be pretty good, and they think he's going to be fine. So that's good news because I've been hearing some pretty good things about him.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, some people think he's going to have a real big year. So
Well, I know a lot of the reports coming out of Colts training camp too is that that Matt Ryan still has, like they're saying Matt Ryan's is looking real good. And a lot of these guys, some of the reports are saying a lot of them think the Colts young receiving core is going to be all right, and they think that Reich will be able to scheme some of them open, but we'll see. But if that receiving core can step up and kind of be what some of these people are thinking they can, that'd be huge. If Paris Campbell could stay healthy, that Stracon's been playing pretty good since he got back. Pierce looked pretty good the last time, so it's going to be interesting to see how these young receivers progress as the season goes on, and that could play a big factor in the Colts making the playoffs or not.
yeah, oh, I agree 100%. Another thing that I checked out, see what you think. That Stephen Gilmore of the Colts believes that he still can be the best cornerback in the NFL. That he could play at that level. Do you believe that?
The who?
Stephen Gilmore.
I read that too. That a lot of people think that can still play at that level. I don't know. He wasn't playing bad when New England got rid of him. It wasn't like he was playing bad. So, I mean, I look for him to really help our defense. Will he play at that level? It'd be awesome if he did, but I don't know if he'll be quite at that level of being the best in the league. But I think he's going. But if he does, hey, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think the defense is going. I mean, not that our defense was terrible last year. I fell down the last couple of games of the season, and it kind of hurt us, which the whole team did. But I think our defense is going to be better this year than it was last year. So, and that can always help your offense. I mean, especially if you get takeaways and different things, so I'm excited for the defense, and I'm excited to see what Gilmore can do. I mean, there's been a lot of players that have left New England and still had a lot left in the tank. And even though a lot of people like New England and playing there, sometimes playing under Belichick and under can be difficult for players. And some people that leave there still have, sometimes get refreshed and still do well or even better. So I'm pretty confident in Gilmore.
Yeah, no, I'm confident in Gilmore as well. Like I said, it wasn't like he was really falling off a lot when he left New England. And they're saying that Tampa's going to play Brady some tomorrow in that game, which surprises me.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't put a whole lot in that game on Saturday. I just want to get through it. Nobody else get hurt, and hopefully we can get some of these guys back. Maybe we can get Shaquille Leonard back. That'd be nice to have him back healthy because he's a big part of that defense. So I hope we get him back by the beginning of the season. But I mean, we're just a little over a week out, and he still isn't participating. So that makes me think that he's not going to be available for week one.
Yeah, it worries me too. It does look like that Matt Pryor is going to be our left tackle, and Danny Pinter is going to be our right tackle. So,
I've heard mixed reports about that. I know a lot of people said that they think Pryor is going to do fine. That is going to be real good for us at left tackle. But a lot of people I'm hearing people say that they think Pinter is better at the center position. That I guess not that he can't grow over at that position, but he's just not as good at that position yet.
Yeah.
So that kind of worries me if they're going to play him on the right side there. If hopefully he can step up. I mean, when you're playing at a spot where you're not really used to playing, it's going to take you a little time to get used to it.
Yeah.
And Penner's not as big as some of them guys either.
No, he's not.
I mean, he's not a real big lineman. Uh, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but so I don't know. What are you expecting from the Colts going into to week one? I mean, if you have Leonard out, it should be pretty healthy. Other than that, you're going to have you're going to have the like Andre's saying, number one running back Jonathan Taylor. I'm interested to see what kind of stuff they do with Hines. I'll tell you what, Colts have a pretty tough schedule this year. You look at the schedule. I mean, I know we don't open up the toughest until I think the third game we have Kansas City, but I think we have the Texans. I think first game,
Yep,
and
Texans.
so I mean, going in that game, that's a game we need to win. You don't want to start off the season with a loss to the Texans, and I think if I'm right, I think they played the Jaguars week 2, if I remember right. And then I know they play week 3. It's Kansas City, but we have a tough schedule because we play the AFC West this year. So right there, them 4 games, are going to be tough games with Denver Raiders.
Who do we have in the NFC?
We got the NFC East.
So that's Dallas and them.
Yep.
Really not. Playing the West is this year is definitely going to be tough.
Yeah, but the NFC, you got one. I mean, you got probably one of the weaker divisions.
Yeah, we say that, but I think Philadelphia should be a better team than they were last year. I think Washington is going to be better than they were last year. Dallas may be going the other way. We'll see. You never know. They still got talent on that team. They still got talent on the quarterback. And still got Zeke. Who knows? Zeke has been trending the other way, but you never know. But the Giants, their quarterback has looked pretty good in preseason. I still think the Giants are a year or two away. Got a lot of young players, and they just drafted and stuff. So, but they do have a little bit of different coaching team. So we'll see with the Giants. But I think Philly will be better than they were, and I think Washington, I think could be good. I really do. So I think Washington might surprise some people.
No, I agree. I think Washington. I've already said I think Washington's going to win that division. I think Carson Wentz going to have a pretty good year there. I like Rivera. They got a decent defense. But I think the Colts could get off to a good start of the season.
Well, we need planning in your division the first 2 games. We need to win those first 2 games. Just to be honest, we need to win those 2 games and get off to a good start in our division.
Pull it back up here real quick.
We need to beat. I'll be honest. We need to beat Tennessee because I think we was a better team in Tennessee last year, and we didn't beat them. So
we got the Texans game 1, then Jacksonville, then the Chiefs, and then the Titans. So three out of our first 4 games are division games. So we need to get off to a good start. And then after the Titans, we got the Broncos, and then we get Jacksonville again, and then the Titans again. So the first half of our schedule is really division loaded because you're going to have your Jacksonville and Tennessee game, both those games out of the way.
If we get off
in the season,
you get off to a bad start and go 3-3. Straight up honest, because some of them losses going to be in the division. You could be struggling. So,
yeah.
Even if we went first 6 games, if we went 5-1, the only game we lost was the Kansas City, and hopefully we can, we beat them too. But don't get me wrong. But if we was 5-1 and the only team was lost to Kansas City, we'd be in good shape. Does that mean we beat Tennessee? We beat Jacksonville? We beat Texas?
Yeah, and you're going to have most of your division games are at the front of your schedule.
Yep, that's weird. Usually a lot of them's at the end.
Yeah, I think we have one at the end, and with the The Texans. And
Probably Texans.
yeah, the Texans and the rest of them are all.
At least we don't have Jacksonville at the end anymore.
It could be. So we start the season with the Texans and we finish the season with the Texans. That's interesting, a little different. But I mean, if the Colts, I honestly think if the Colts come out and played one, I mean, even if you give the Chiefs that game, which I think we can beat, I mean, I think we can play right with the Chiefs. I really do. But say you give the Chiefs that game, one, two,
Chris, just
well, you should be able to. You need to at least be 4-2, 5-2 coming out of them first six games.
yeah, I hope so. Just to change the subject real quick because it's been, and I seen it earlier, and it's right in front of me right now about this Bills punter. What do you think about this? Being
Uh,
accused of gang rape of a 17-year-old girl
yeah,
with two others. Uh,
I don't know. That's a weird situation, and I haven't read up enough on it. But what my question was too is this: when this allegedly happened, he was not in the NFL.
no,
So how does that go? Say he don't get charged criminally with anything. Can will the NFL still try to suspend him over code of conduct policy for violating it? But when technically he didn't violate it, this was before he ever was in the NFL and had the code of conduct policy. So how what I mean? How will that work?
yep.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But the team don't think or don't look like they've been making a real big deal out of it so far. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's going to be. Me and Jay talked a little bit about it on the afternoon show, and it makes it even harder when stuff happened 3, 4, 5 years ago, and then you know what I mean. So and you don't know, and he hasn't been charged criminally or nothing yet. So I don't know what'll happen out of that. It's going to be interesting because, like I asked Jay, they just tried to make an example out of Deshaun Watson, or are they going to bury this guy too?
And this dude now I just seen the headlines or I seen it reported earlier and I seen it on Facebook and then I just seen some of the headlines with Sports Center here. And so I don't know a lot about it, so I probably shouldn't really speak on it. But I mean, if he tried to pay somebody off,
Oh, see, I hadn't even read that much into it. I didn't even know he tried to pay somebody off.
if he's trying to pay somebody off, uh, I don't know, man. It's a sticky situation, and I know if I'm the Cleveland Browns, uh, hey, so I don't know, because I mean, with them doing what they did to Watson, who's never been criminally charged, I mean,
Yeah.
uh, sexual assault, rape,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be interesting to see how it's handled because
like you said, he wasn't a property of the NFL at the time it happened. So I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the NFL will discipline him or will
But
be able to.
he is property of the NFL now, and if it comes out now, and if they file any kind of criminal charges or they go to court or there's a settlement, I don't know because he is a property of it now, and it's being talked about now. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and if they don't, just think if they don't go after this guy and then Deshaun got that 11, 12 games, there's gonna be some upset people. But it's just, oh man, everything's different. Though. I mean, there's different situations. I have to read up more on it before I really speak too much on it. But yeah, like I said earlier, man, these guys, you got to be just guys in general, not even athletes, just guys in general. You got to be more aware of what kind of situations you're putting yourself in.
Well, Chris, a lot of this is the NFL's fault too. And why I say that, and also the other sports, because they turned a blind eye to this shit forever. Guys in sports have done horrible things, and get away with
Yeah.
it because they're well-known sports athletes, and they've turned a blind eye to it and let it go and let it go and let it go. Because you're a great athlete, don't mean you're a good human being. So, and these guys have got away with stuff, and they think they're above everything, and so the leagues, baseball, NFL, basketball, NBA, all these guys are guilty of letting these people get away with this crap. And even the fans. The fans ain't worried about the stuff they did. They just want their player back. So I know a lot of people think that Watson, shouldn't have got 12 games or whatever. I don't think the piece of shit shouldn't even be in the league myself, because I think he is a piece of crap. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man, it's just I don't know. There has to be too much. There's too much gray area in all of it.
Oh, I know. But like I said, if it had been one case against him, two cases against them, three cases. But when you have that much stuff and you're going to hotels and doing that shit, I mean, the dude was just asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta be smarter of the situation you put yourself in. I just, I'm glad. I'm glad so far the Colts isn't any of the Colts players isn't having to deal with
Well, that's
that
why I'm glad
shit right now.
that's why I'm glad they're not getting involved with a guy like Antonio Brown and I have concerns, about a lot of people wanting them to go after that one. Oh, what's his name? Oh, OBJ.
OBJ.
I'm not saying he's at that kind of level or anything, but he's had attitude issues and stuff. I'd rather stay away from that personally.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point. I don't think Colts are going to make a move. I think they're going to go with what they have. I think they feel comfortable with what they have.
Yeah, that's the other issue. If they weren't comfortable with what they have, I think they'd have went after Julio Jones.
I'm a, I'm not comfortable with what they have, but
No,
but
we're not there.
we'll
We're
see.
not there. We're not there every day.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know we're not there every day and get to see it every day. That's what I'm saying. So we'll see. But I mean, if you hear Frank Reich talk, he talks like he likes this young receiving core. So, but I think it'd be big for us if Paris Campbell can stay healthy because when he's been in there, he's shown he has some. He's a dynamic playmaker,
Yeah,
but he just hasn't been in there enough because
yeah,
he gets in there, makes a nice catch or something, and gets hurt.
yeah.
But I still am hoping he could pan out. Pittman's look good. I think this Pierce will be a good one. I think that Strachan or how you say his name could be a good one for us.
Yeah. Well,
But we need
and that,
Mo Alley Cox to step up. Mo Alley Cox needs to step up at tight end.
yeah, not drop the ball. He had quite a few
Yeah.
drops this year.
Yeah, we can't drop the ball. I mean, it don't matter who you have a quarterback if you don't catch the ball.
Yeah, he took a step back last year from what he was the year before. We need him to come back and take a couple steps forward. And I'll be honest, I'm not expecting Paris Campbell to come out and I hope I'm wrong. I'm not expecting him to come out and get 90 or 100 catches or Strahan, but I'm hoping these guys can step up enough to help Pittman grow to that 100, 110 catches, and maybe these guys can get 40, 50, 60 catches and be consistent. I mean, if they can do that, I think will be big. We just need good, consistent with route running and getting open and making some catches to help Pip get
Yeah.
better.
And if we can establish the run, that's going to help our receivers as well because the defense is going to have to make an adjustment to try to stop that run, and that's going to get some receivers open. So establishing that run game is going to be going to be a big part of the Colts offense.
Well, see, that's another thing. A lot of people think Pittman's not number one. Pittman had 88 catches on a team that had no help with receiving. He had nobody to help him.
Yeah.
And plus, they ran the football a lot, but he had nobody to help him get open more. I think if he gets a little help, just a little help, I think that he could be really a top-notch receiver. I really do. I have a lot of faith in Pittman.
No, I think he's going to. I just don't know if it. What scares me is it's not about him. Is not having another weapon on the other side.
Yeah.
But if one of these other guys can step up, it'll be huge.
Well, we got speed with Campbell. There's a couple other receivers are also big receivers, 6'4", 6'5" range, which is something different the Colts haven't had in the past. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the Colts didn't have, in the past, they've not had a lot of big receivers.
No. No, that's right. They haven't. And I think Matt Ryan's going. And I think with Matt Ryan that helps too, being a veteran quarterback that can. I think he can still play, and I think he could help some of these receivers grow.
Yeah. One thing that concerns me, I did see, but he was in a different situation over the last few years. He's had a lot of interceptions, but I think a lot of times trying to do too much. Because the team he was on last year wasn't real great, and I think some of
Offensive
them were
line wasn't very good either.
very good and a lot of trouble, in trouble a lot, trying to do too much. Sometimes trying to get a ball in there, we probably shouldn't have threw it. You know, I
Well,
think he
and some of that I think was because Atlanta got predictable because they didn't have a running game. So then the defenses knew they were throwing. So I think that was part of it. Where if he has a running game, I think that could really help cut down on some of them
well, that's
interceptions.
that's the thing. Ryan ain't gonna be throwing the ball 50 times a game.
Yeah,
You
if he
know,
is, the Colts aren't playing right. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
we the Colts need the running and passing to be a lot more balanced.
yeah.
Even if you're running the ball a little bit more than you pass, that's all right. But I mean, at the very least, it needs to be pretty balanced. You don't want to get where you're throwing the ball a lot.
Well, I would say if you're running 65, 70 plays, you're pretty much wanting to be that 30, 35 apiece, or
Yeah,
close to that. You know, I would think.
yeah. You want you because you want Taylor getting his touches because he get more times than not he gains yards.
And he usually don't get tackled on the first.
Yeah,
I mean, he may only get 4 or 5 yards, but he may get hit at the line of scrimmage and he gets 4 or 5. I mean, he
yeah,
usually goes forward. He don't get caught in the backfield very often. And if I think he does get caught in the backfield, it's been more of a bad play design than it is his fault.
yeah. Oh yeah, if he gets down the backfield, usually it's because the offensive lineman got blown up or something like that.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to. I'll be glad when the season gets here. Been watching a lot of baseball, which I like baseball, but I'm ready for some football.
Yeah.
One thing I did see some reports is basically the real weakness they talked about, not a weakness, but one of the things they thought was Colts could improve on was their defensive tackle depth. But other than that, I mean, most of the reports coming out of training camp have been all positive.
Yeah.
Other than, like I said, losing Sanchez for the season with the torn Achilles, that sucks.
Yep.
But most of it's been positive. I think Colts are going to have a good season, like I said, but we have to get off to a good start because all of them all with our schedule being front loaded with division games, you can't afford to get off to 0-4, 0-5 start and think
No.
you're going to battle your way back.
No.
You need we have to get off to a good start to the season. And because first two games of the season are division games. You got Texans and then Jacksonville. And we always struggle with Jacksonville. It seems like I don't know why, but here lately, Jacksonville has been like the Colts' kryptonite.
Yeah. They have been.
Like last year, we looked like a high school team against them. I still don't understand that. And then the year before that, they beat us first game of the season. And I don't think they won another game all damn year.
It was weird last year. I mean, we get a big victory over Buffalo. We looked like a Super Bowl team, and then after that,
Yeah, because there was a stretch we was one of the hottest teams in the NFL,
yeah.
and then it just all fell apart. That's why I still wonder if there was more going on behind the scenes with maybe if it was something with Wentz or if there was something going on because it just didn't make sense the way we collapsed.
A lot of things have been said about not just about Wentz, but about how such a big difference with leadership with
Yeah,
the new quarterback. So I think it was his leadership and how he was in the locker room was a big problem. I think at least I definitely think that the owner thinks that. I don't know how much the coach thought that. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Coach may not have no choice. It was either Wentz was gone or you're both gone. So I mean, who knows?
yeah.
But I think I definitely because so much has been said by the owner about leadership, leadership, leadership. I think that I think that's a big reason why He's not there. Wentz
Yeah,
is not there.
Irsay seems pretty sour on Wentz because
Oh, yeah.
like he still talks about him. It's like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I get it I get it. You commenting on it the first time, but now let's not even talk about him anymore. He's not
Well,
part of what
he
we got going on.
some of the interviews and I'm not saying anything about bad about Wentz, because I don't think Wentz played that bad. But even in his interviews, he don't come off great. He's got kind of a, I want to say arrogant. I don't know if arrogant's the right word, but uh, he's a different dude. So I mean, he's a little bit different personality wise, and maybe their personalities just didn't match. I mean, maybe that's what it is. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a great player, but his
Yeah.
personality is not the greatest. So
It's gonna be interesting to see what goes on with Aaron Rodgers and that receiving core over there. So it's gonna be a fun NFL season because I mean, when AFC West plays, every game is gonna be almost like a playoff game feel to it because they're all should be good teams. I
yep.
mean, you got a lot of teams that are pretty good.
See,
Even if you might not have a lot of great teams, you have a lot of teams that should be able. It should be competitive.
a lot of people's high on, and I know you are too, high on the Chargers, but I'm not near as high on them because I've seen a lot of bad decisions made by their coaching staff last year.
They took a blow yesterday with that Jackson that they traded just got signed that JC Jackson. He got hurt.
Get it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how long he's going to be out, but yeah, he got hurt.
I know the Cowboys. I seen they took another hit with the offensive line.
Man, Cowboys, man, they can't catch a break injury wise right now.
Nope.
Jay tries to shake it off, but you could tell he's worried about it. Like, but and with Dallas, you never know what's going to happen with them. The years you think they're going to be good, they don't do nothing, and in other years they look pretty good. So, like I said, I like Washington in that division.
I do too.
Well, anything else you want to talk about on the Colts before we get out of here?
No, not
So I
really.
think we covered most of it. Now we're waiting until the regular season. Once regular season starts, there'll be a lot more to talk about.
Yep.
During the preseason, you can only, I mean, there's only so much really because guys don't play much. They do got to cut down. I think it's like Tuesday or Wednesday of this next week. They have to be down to 53 men on the roster.
Yeah.
Get their final cuts in. But yeah, Colts play our last preseason game tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Bucks. And a lot of and the way it looks, Tom Brady's going to be starting. And I think from what I've read, the Colts starters might play the whole first half.
That's what I'd heard. We'll
And
see.
that's a little scary to me.
I think so too. I think I'd maybe go the first quarter and then be done with it. But I don't think Hines and Taylor's going to be on the field at all.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have him on the field.
I don't think either one of them is going to be on the field at all. One real quick thing. What do you think about Trubisky getting the start? Do you think that means he's going to be the starter? He's going to be the starter in all 4 preseason games. He's going to start the last one. Do you think that means he's going to start the season?
I think he's going to start the season. I really do. Just because one, Pittsburgh don't have a great offensive line, so why put that rookie in there? Put a guy that has a little more experience and they can move. But two, if you start Trubisky, you can always go to Pickett. If you start Pickett in that first game and then say you get off to 0-4 start and Pickett don't look good, it's hard to take Pickett out that you just drafted and go to Trubisky. You know what I mean?
And like you said, if you start Pickett and go 0-4, and you bring Trubisky in and they start winning, a lot of questions on why did you start Pickett in the first place? I mean, if you start Trubisky and you get off to a bad start, you put Pickett in and you start playing well, people are not going to be quite as bad because you're starting a little bit guy with more experience.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think Trubisky can be good.
I do too.
And I don't think he's. I mean, I think Pickett's their future. I don't think Trubisky's going to be there long term, but I think Pickett is their future. But I mean, and plus Trubisky's got a lot to play for. I mean, even if he don't stay a starter there for more than a year, if he plays well,
he can earn himself a job somewhere else.
and there's going to be people. I mean, I think
quarterbacks.
Oh, I'm sure. See if he plays well, I think Seattle would be looking at him.
Yeah, I think he has the ability to be a good quarterback. I mean, well, he's proven that. I mean, he had a couple good. I mean, he had some good moments and some good seasons there with the Bears, but I, I think a lot of it was that coach. That coach is horrible to me, and I think being with Tomlin in Pittsburgh could be a good thing for Trubisky.
I think so. Tomlin's a good coach. He's one of the better coaches out there, I think. He gets a lot out of his players. He don't always have the best talent, but he gets a lot out of his players, I think.
Yeah. What the hell's going on? So it's going to be. All right, I guess the draft ain't till 7:30 now. I don't know what the hell's going on. This NFL app must be stupid or something because the hell they set the draft date for like a week ago, and I don't know what happened. For some reason, it didn't take off, so now they had to reschedule it.
Should have been at ESPN. We've never had any issues.
No, we've never had no issues. But well, we appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, next week we'll have a lot more stuff to talk about Colts wise because regular season will be gearing up. Don't forget tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. You can find out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network, ASAP Network, and then Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Or actually, let me back up. Saturday, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, wrestling superfan and founder of the HWA Hoosier Wrestling Alliance, Sam Mitchell, will be joining us. And then later in the evening, after that's at 4 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And then later that night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a live watch along and reaction for the Bare Knuckle BKFC. I believe it's 28. I know it's in Albuquerque. It should be a fun card to watch. So join us for that. And then on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a lot. We'll be in Danville, Indiana, live streaming Warrior Pro Wrestling 12. Should be a great show. We'll be doing live commentary, and we'll be you'll actually be able to see the matches and everything. Should be fun. If you missed it, we replayed one of their shows last night on our channel, which was their last show. Fair Fight ended with the steel cage match. But this show Sunday should be real good. So join us 3 p.m. Eastern live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also at the All Sports All Plays Network, ASAP Network.
That's cool because that's going to be our first time on ASAP with doing it live. I know you showed the show last night, but
doing it live. So
that should be interesting. That should be cool.
I think I got everything, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, around the bases. Don't forget our baseball show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. It's usually myself and the stat guy Dustin Reese. Sometimes Jay McLovin's been coming on and filling in some. So join us for that. It's been a good time. And then also go check out Unscripted Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm usually on there, but Jay and Logan and Frankie and them do a great job over there. So go check their show out. It's also on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network, or you can find it on Unscripted or on Facebook at Unscripted. And that's another good show that's on over there. But other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you guys on Monday with another episode of Horseshoe Talk. We'll recap what happens here over the weekend in the last preseason game and preview the big regular season opener against the Houston Texans.
Yep.
But please hit that subscribe button, like, and follow. We'd greatly appreciate it. We hope everybody has a great weekend and stay safe.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they work in your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.